And this commission, I'm proud of them. I think that before I was here, if it had to do with safety, they fixed it. And we should. We should. You know, I agree with that.
But they've gone so far now that all the damn
Studies and, you know.
So everything other than the dam is on Flint Creek Highway.
The power producing, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in order to run that, we have to meet the, you know,
Well,
it's, you see what's happening.
Yeah.
Mike, what was that, series of inspections and stuff we went through when I first got here, and we had all those meetings, they call it the Part D.
Oh, Part 12D.
Part 12D.
You got to have the special, the qualified inspector and all that. And that's where this other maximum flood study came from also.
Yeah, let's finish on that one.
So we paid $20,000 for the pleasure of doing their Part 12D inspection schedule, which we participated in, had to hire an engineer, you know, just learn about our dam, okay? But then we scheduled certain things to get done. Some of them were obvious, we agreed to them, some of them weren't so obvious, but they said, submit us an answer. We did. A year later. Oh, by the way, you gotta do these 12 things. Well, thanks a lot, you know. So, I mean, this is a bunch of bureaucrats are out of control. They just are. I mean, you know, we don't mind doing the safety stuff, but, you know, now it's just a real accelerated thing, and they're running us out of money. Okay, the maintenance money. Virtually gone if we meet all their requirements up to date. So, you know, we're gonna have to, what we're looking for is alternatives. What are the alternatives? Okay. And then we need to present it to the public with alternatives and say, what do you want to do with your dam? Do you want to spend public money? I don't. I don't want to spend public money. The dam should be self-sufficient. It's producing power. Why wouldn't it? You know, that was the idea. But we'll see what the public says. Kind of an interesting dilemma.
To say the least.
Scary. Goddamn scary. Cause we're,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
claim today. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was engineer, we have an engineer that, what was it?
On the
$20,000.
spillway,
It was
yeah, just
$20,000.
at the spillway and stuff, and Kirk's one that, you know, they came and looked at and said, well, yeah, fix this. It just never ends. They just, every time they find something, they wanted the state put new poles in.
The spillway's interesting, they came and looked at it and did a bunch of other inspections and asked us, they knew we were gonna do the gates, and we were kind of in the middle of that, and they looked at the fascia of the dam and said, you gotta do something with that. The spillway's got some problems, but it's not a big deal, right? In California happened, where that undermined that spillway, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, they came back, they weren't scheduled to come back until 2 years later, or a year later. They came back the next year and said, oh, we gotta inspect your spillway. Guess what?
Found a rooster.
They found all kinds of them. Now we get to help that.
Rooster tail.
Water was coming, where it's coming
Right.
down, hitting one spot, coming up about so far.
Well, they could have
And throw a
found
big
it.
hole.
We said, what is this all about? They said, California. That's what it's all about. So I can't remember what the heck that is. That's, we pay for that.
Just the engineering on it was 20-some thousand just to study, and then we put the gauges in, because the gauges didn't meet their specs. Oh, shit.
See,
Just
2000,
Did you ever have an independent assessment of all this stuff that they want
well,
done?
yeah, there's an independent contractor that comes and does that, and then there's a dam inspection by an independent
But not an assessment.
engineer on all these, every one of these projects. Okay? Well, here's the thing, they tell us, for example, on the 2016 Part 12D inspection, they required us to hire their contractor, they said $1. I said, that's it. So when we put it up for bid, they said, no, we won't, you're gonna hire $1. They did it on the last one too. They said, they're the only ones that
They were on
will.
this last one today?
Yeah.
But you've never done an assessment on FERC's requirements.
No.
FERC's requirements, you just have to follow them.
Just look smartly and say, but isn't that interesting? They won't let us go out for a bid on a contractor to do these studies, they tell us who it's gonna be. Now, if that is not bureaucratic training, right? What is?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
Excuse me, Dick.
Hello?
You got this sheet.
No.
I'll get your copy.
Okay.
This is what we've spent
That's
since,
it, so.
what's up? This is what we spent since 2016. I'll get you a copy of it.
Thanks.
Okay, this is time set for Roger Kirk from Kirk Dam Hydro LLC. Don't see him.
Yeah, he sent
So
an
you
email
never
saying he was
heard
on.
back from, never got back?
Oh, yeah, he did the email back and said he was not
I
coming.
couldn't find it, I was looking.
I just said all I read was I never did hear back from Roger Kirk after my last email.
Well, there's other emails from Roger
Okay,
that,
it's not in the packet, but it's on our,
yeah, they were forwarded to you.
is it the lawyer? I think I did.
No, it's from Roger to
Roger
Roger.
saying his attorney was not available.
I don't, he's not coming over unless he's with Matt Williams.
Well, that, and I don't know, it's
Well, we'll just work through it.
Do you have any more copies of the contract?
you know,
What contract you got, Dick?
Hydroelectric?
No, he pulled that. You pulled that.
Yeah.
Well, came from here.
I know, it's just kind of like, you know, you're between, you're just kind of, and I kind of like, but that's what you said.
They were supposed to provide a copy a couple of weeks ago, and I still don't have any. Is it possible to get a copy of this, of the contract?
Yeah, it's on file with the clerk and recorder, isn't it?
That contract?
Yeah.
Should be. If she doesn't, I have it.
Dick, can I see that?
Contract?
Just this page? $10. And you.
What? He wasn't here. He wasn't here.
No, I don't have too much fun.
Upstairs, his office.
What?
Yep.
Actually, I do have that.
Well, he did a copy of it. I already had a copy of it.
Mine's wrote all over it.
Thanks, Bill.
Scott, so where did you get this from?
Blaine's office upstairs.
Blaine's, oh, okay, Blaine. Because the clerk and recorder didn't have it, for the record. I've asked for this for about 3 weeks now, and I still haven't gotten it.
I'll make you a copy of it.
That's okay, Blaine, I'll get it from you later. I'm just saying for the record, I requested that. And for the record, last week I also requested it at the commissioners' meeting, and Bill, you said you were going to get me the payments made from Northwest, the full amount, the monthly
Oh, yeah,
payments.
okay. I think, Mike, did we make a,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, copy of that. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we get that, don't we do like quarterly? Every month. So if you want like a year's worth or something?
Yeah, I want to see the full amount that comes from Northwest, and then I guess it goes to Northwest, to Hydrodynamics, and then they give you the 10% and they keep the 90?
I think that's how it works, yeah.
So they get the full amount.
Mike's got the reports for, say, the last year, is that which one?
How do you want to begin?
Well, I don't want to be too much of a hassle. I want to
Why
see,
don't you look at what the last year is, it'll give you some idea, and then if you want others, you can ask.
okay,
Okay?
if that could be emailed to me, I appreciate it.
I think she can email you the whole file if you ask her.
Well, I just want to see how much they're making. Hydrodynamics, the operator. And one question, did anybody ever look at the FERC project?
Look at what?
The records at FERC, the project number that I gave you? Because I got all the information there.
I don't know, I didn't look. Did you guys look? Did you get a copy of this? Oh, okay. Do you want a copy of it?
And I also asked last week if you knew why the license after the purchase of Granite County, of the dam, why the license they applied for and got was rescinded. Did you ever find out why they rescinded it?
That was one of the questions we had for them, who was supposed to be here today.
Oh, that's, okay. But that's in the record with FERC. They have everything there. And if you did look at it for the record, you'd see why FERC is on your back about the inspections and everything else. The whole history is there. I know you weren't here, but the whole history, FERC has it on record.
So you guys want me to try to set up a new one with them, or?
Yeah, I guess you need to talk to his attorney and say, hey, we really do need to speak with you.
Explain to them, it's not our problem, it's their problem too.
Didn't we write a letter to him once?
Yeah, emailed them several times.
I mean, do we need to write a letter and have all the commissioners sign it?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Why don't we do that, just a simple request to meet on Tuesday. We're not gonna make any decisions where it's a fact finding thing.
All right.
It's probably time for that. We've been a little bit, not very formal, and thought we could do it informally, but apparently they want to be
Well,
formal.
we emailed them, called them.
Yeah.
It just,
I think it's time to write a letter. I agree.
all right, I'll draft it.
I thank you very much for that.
Why is it Roger Cook, did he show?
He said,
says attorney was not available to meet today.
So we're gonna send him a letter.
What's that?
We're gonna send him a letter. So we want you here. We'll figure it out.
You also mentioned a letter from Steve Daines last week. Can I get a copy of that one? And since I haven't read the operator's agreement, what would happen if you just pull out?
They'd sue us.
Yeah, Kirk Hydro would bring a lawsuit, would obtain the judgment, and then could start executing on the judgment. So,
Yeah, but if we're out of money,
there's certain funds would be exempt from the county, but certain funds would not be, that they could
well, we
execute
can
on.
spend public money. County money, it's ridiculous. You would expect us to do it, expect, you know, the citizens of Granite County to subsidize that power.
Well, the problem comes, I think, from the original contract, which is you guys are inheriting. They shouldn't have ever agreed to that kind of plan. There should have been a cap, particularly on maintenance, and a higher percentage.
Yeah, Kathy. I'm sorry, Elaine, I don't.
You guys are inheriting I think, the errors of the past from 90 So that agreement was just, that you have there is just a restatement of the previous agreements that came from, I believe, the 90s. So it was a commission of the 90s originally agreed to that.
So why the new contract? What changes in this?
Well, I guess I'd have to look at the two to see exactly how it changed, but the essence of it is the same, according to my understanding. So,
I'd be interested to see just what section you mentioned pertains to. Can you pick it out by looking through there? Because it seems to be drafted so that all the expenses fall on the shoulders of Flint Creek Hydro.
So
If that's-
page 2 of the agreement defines project facility, also defines hydroelectric facility.
Yeah.
So you have to, a project facility could be called facility. Let's see here.
I was looking through there for something that singled out the dam and related structures as falling under the county's responsibility. I didn't see it.
I don't think it's in there either, Scott.
It is.
I hope you don't find it.
Yeah.
Well,
This
the
is the
original
one for
draft
Daines, but I
had
like
some
the
amendments
one
to
to
it,
Daines.
but they all refer
This is
to hydroelectric.
Contract
Lenny, do you want the
very
one
similar.
from Daines or to Daines?
It wasn't supposed to be.
I think I've got the one, two,
Oh, okay,
the
I'm
Congress.
sorry, that's it right there.
I wanted the one that Daines responded.
Yep, that's it.
Has the county had to undergo some of these annual environmental research projects up at the dam since it?
Well, they do like a they'll come out and do a on-the-ground inspection, but, these Part D,
12D.
12D
5-year
inspections, they have a whole bunch, a whole, schedule of things that they've identified that they want us to look into and that they want us to do, okay? And, some of them are environmental, some of them are, physical, safety issues with the dam, which, really, we don't have a, is it needs to be fixed, we gotta fix it. But a lot of them are just studies. You need to study.
You don't got no money because Flint Creek's taking it all.
Again, you need to study.
Oh, thank you.
If the dam broke, what
Thank you.
would
This is
be,
this year's, this is last year, or next year.
at
Was this
what
part of the
time
letter?
would be 12
This is the
feet,
money that they
16
paid.
feet, 20 feet.
I thought you
What
wanted
time
that.
would it hit?
Oh, this is the money that,
See what I'm saying?
Flint Creek is
Those
paid.
big studies.
oh, I wanted the one from
High water,
Northwest.
We don't get nothing from Northwest, we get it
Flood,
from the Flint Creek.
which we've done before.
That's right, I wanna know exactly
Same
what they
dams,
get,
but
complete,
we're not gonna
Oh,
be-
this
total.
take
And then there's,
100%, minus,
studies about
this is
evaporation,
10%.
there's studies about,
So the total there
snow.
is, I don't think last
if
94.
extraordinary snow
So
year,
what's,
what's it gonna do?
I mean,
That's
90%.
10% of 900 and,
Say
Well,
90%, 90
see,
times.
if my memory serves me right, there were 5 or 6 agencies that had studies that were required, some annually, some 5-year period. The Forest Service, BLM.
Thank you.
Historical Society, I can't remember the other agencies, but every one of those things was
Fishing game,
in the $100,000 category. And
they're not
they
cheap.
weren't minor studies.
I didn't get him copies, Elaine, I just,
oh, sorry, I'll get some.
you can show them if you want.
Thanks.
They gave me copies of what we got in Dayton for last fiscal year.
Hmm.
I tell you, we don't get paid from Northwest, we get paid from Flint Creek.
Right,
For Hydroelectric, we get paid from Northwest. They sell it too, they sell it when
Oh.
they're real.
Well, see, as the owner, that's what happened between owner and operator in the game playing. And Blaine, if you look back on this, you'll see there was major game playing going on, especially when they opened it up for the license.
Yeah.
So you're the
I know.
owner and he's the operator. You should be getting the damn payment and you should be giving him, let's say, his 90%. There was also a problem regarding giving him a tax break at the time. We questioned that,
no, they did.
and they weren't supposed to.
Are you saying this contract's void?
I would think almost you could probably find that information in there, looking back at the history, when that license was first offered. Way back then, there were three applicants, Granite County, somebody from Alaska.
No, a court's just gonna look at this document unless it's vague. That's some type unconscionability argument there. I could look at that, but,
And don't forget, one of the commissioners that was involved in this kind of was questionable,
yeah, but
what she was doing.
Okay, so, we're gonna go back to the agenda for a minute. The board minutes from July 9, 2019, have you guys read your minutes?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any changes or corrections to the minutes, the draft?
I'm good.
Yeah, I read one more.
You wanna take a minute, Chuck?
Yep. Hey, Handy, I got it on my phone here.
Oh, they're draft minutes.
Draft, what's that?
Huh?
They're draft.
No, he's not good.
They're not public, no,
They're public records.
they are not.
They're not
So
public.
we're gonna argue about it. We'll get you the real minutes here in a little while.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry, I just got me in trouble, thanks.
Why did I get you in trouble?
I about gave you one. I haven't read mine on my phone.
I think there's a statute out there that says something that all records are public records and available to the public upon demand. And this is a public record, and I'm asking for a copy of it. and the commission is failing to provide a copy.
I'm not
Is this a
gonna win
public
that.
document or not, Wayne?
It's a draft.
Yeah, but my opinion, that's, yeah, it's not a public document.
It's not a public document?
Not until they approve
Review
it.
it. Once we review
Not until
it.
the,
It's a public record.
not until the legislature's gonna give us more clarity on that point.
It says in whatever form.
You know, debated this endlessly, the only way is for you to bring litigation if you're doing litigation. And that's the only way to resolve that, unless the Attorney General's gonna give us some insight. But here in the agreement on page 4, there's an express provision in here that operators shall not have to pay for any improvements to the dam. First paragraph.
Improvements though, but wouldn't that be meaning new stuff? And
Operators shall be
improvement means
required to
new.
design, construct, procure, or build any improvement or change to the structure of the Georgetown Dam. Do I agree that they should have agreed to that back in the day?
Probably. What's the
But
date
the,
on that?
Blaine, isn't the word improvements questionable because, like Scott was saying, improvements are one thing, but repairs are another
When
thing,
it says improvement or change, that's broad language.
right?
This change, this change kind of go with repair then, or would it be?
Yeah, I
The
mean-
change is like, you're not repairing something, you're taking,
Well, improvement,
guess
is- improvement is a repair.
oh,
You're improving it.
this seems different though, if you're gonna,
The issue is there should have been,
Somebody left them.
there should have been a cap put on there, but I'll research that unconscionability argument. But, and, you know, mutual mistake doesn't work because that's at the time that it's, can't look at after the fact. It's at the
Well, I
time
think-
you have a mistake, you have a mistake.
I think the guy's gonna have to go over that thing just by letter, see if we can find us something to support us, you know. Not saying that you have a blame, but you know,
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna have to really try to find something we have ground to stand on, because of assholes.
Well,
Shouldn't call
you know,
them assholes.
initially, I think you just say, hey, here's our situation. Are you, is there a modification we can make this contract that serves both people better?
Well, it makes me think there's something in there though, Bill, because why won't they come meet? I mean, how bad is it to come sit here and we said we'd have control of it?
Yeah.
Just a meeting with the commissioners and no,
Right.
you know, they can ask questions or whoever's here, but they don't have to answer to the public.
Right.
So, it's like something's,
Well, we'll get it done. We'll
He's
find
got
out.
everything he wants, why should he come here and remediate it?
no, but I guess
Yeah.
we're trying to work into this instead of making it a great big. Just to
Well,
me,
one
it
of the
seems like
things, in
something's
the
up.
original draft, they were supposed to pay for the insurance, and that got converted to you, rather than being a co-insured. They didn't pay the insurance, you guys gotta pay $22,000 for insurance. Same thing with the engineering costs, they were supposed to pay for that, and they don't pay for that. And they were supposed to pay for all those studies,
Shouldn't have
and they're not
agreed to it.
paying for anything. So he got everything he wanted.
Yeah, what about the engineering costs? Talk about improvement. It doesn't say engineering costs.
So,
That's why I said we're gonna have to go over that contract, just
Yeah, that's.
fine.
Well, that's true.
yeah.
It also seems
I
like
know, I've looked through it, it's in here. but
these
Is
issues
there a
you're
way to say it's
facing,
unconscionable?
these issues you're facing seem to be as a result of regulatory issues brought on by FERC.
Yes.
So.
One of the things he's gonna tell us is we need to push back. And
But he's the one that got us into most of this, when his guy did not do the job. Ben Senior didn't do the job, so
Well,
this is
the-
why FERC come down on us so damn hard. 'Cause they weren't getting the
I don't know if
compliances.
the Part 12D, did the Part 12D stuff you think was?
I don't think so, but I think actually your relationship with Kinsey or whatever, it's called, Katie, I think you got through that for us. I really think, I think you're hitting the nail right on the head. I think we can sit down and negotiate with them, but I also agree with Commissioner Hinkle. I think we've got a hammer. We just gotta figure out.
I think I'd take a look at what Singer's report was on the condition of the dam up there. He was the one that did the inspection, he was the one that said it's not gonna require any additional repairs. And so, that might be a situation where you can hold that
We have
against
a
him
whole bunch of
for
it.
falsifying.
His stuff that he gave back to us, Dick, that we asked on comments, and Ben sent us a whole bunch of shit over the years. I have one right here,
He would
Well,
push back, he did.
Even if it wasn't part of the mutual mistake, or
Okay, so quickly, can I have a motion on the minutes on the draft? Does anybody have any changes or additions to the minutes?
I made a motion to accept the minutes.
As is? Okay,
A second.
any second, any further discussion on the draft minutes? I have no changes, so seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, minutes are approved.
Just for the record, I'd like to say that the records are public documents, public records, and they're supposed to be available to the public in whatever form. Upon request, I requested a copy of the draft minutes and I didn't receive it.
On the advice of council, you won't until that changes. Okay, so, we'll send a letter to Mr. Kirk, who is council, and say we want to see him. We'll move on. Is there any other
We
business?
just planning that for next Tuesday, is that what you're thinking?
well, by the time they got the letter, though,
It'll be a couple of weeks.
and if you want to draft a letter, I can do it right now if you guys want to sign it right now.
Well, I think the sooner the better, it seems like they keep postponing every time we go to do something. I don't know, can you just email them, or that way you have a copy of it? I mean, that's the way.
Well, we can email them the scanned copy of your sign, yeah.
Okay, so is there any further business to come before the commission?
Couple
Yes.
other comments that I might, do you know if there are any other communities or counties that are facing similar issues with?
Helena was doing it, and they backed out just because there's too many regulations on the dam.
Who is this?
Helena,
Okay.
Canyon Ferry Dam, they don't
Because
produce
Daines-
snow for the dam.
In Dane's letter, he seems to intimate that this is
Small,
not something that's exclusive to Granite County.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, it doesn't even mention Granite County.
Was that, a district maybe? It was a district that was looking at,
That
Work
irrigation
out, yeah.
district on Canyon Ferry,
Too
they couldn't do
expensive
it due to
to-
the fact that of all the FERC regulations.
Okay.
You know Canyon Ferry produces zero, no.
And it had one of the updated,
Well, why is FERC on them then?
Well, you got this huge dam, right, and all these big
Okay.
hydros there, ain't nothing moving. The answer we got was, it was because the transmission line from the dam to where we're headed to go was too expensive, it wouldn't pencil out. But I'm
nobody
sure
wanted
they,
to break down and help.
they don't have to go, they're not jumping through the hoops we are with all these studies, because they're not producing.
Once they start turning.
And no, I don't know another community, but I've asked Mako, and they were like, okay, we'll ask them how we have a meeting in September.
There was a smaller one over at,
Yeah, there's one or two.
Like
there's
Gallatin,
one more smaller.
Gallatin County, Judith Basin or something?
No,
They have some issues.
I thought it was over like Lewiston, over that way.
Do you know what other projects?
What was the name of that
District
project?
2 on an irrigation.
Gallup doesn't know, but I
Do you know what other projects Hydrodynamics has or did?
Yeah, they've got some in-state or out-of-state.
I know they have them in California.
A lot of them don't involve dams. They just.
No, I'm talking about Hydrodynamics, Roger Kirk.
That's what I'm talking about. A lot of them don't have dams. They actually run down a big old ridge and just drop it off the ridge.
They don't have
There's
something
no
stopping
dam,
water
there's
to
no
make
dam
it.
stopping the water.
Well, that's what he was trying to get the license or the approval up in Rosebud County. He was applying for that the same time that he was applying for this one. They fought him up there, they stopped him. He gave that up once, Granite County. He got Granite County suckered under.
The north quarter of Thompson Falls.
Oh, okay, all right.
Check on that one.
I've been by there.
I don't think they do no more either. I used to generate.
Yeah, they're not county
Yeah, it's
facilities,
private.
they're power company facilities.
And one thing Roger Kirk did was sucker this county into becoming a municipality license, a municipal license. Otherwise, it would have been a private license, and that would have been it. So there's a lot of things in the background.
That's what we do.
So here's another question, Lane. If there's been an independent assessment made of the dam and related facilities,
Like with
inspection and found them adequate, and you're facing all these expenses as a result of FERC regulations, how does the contract address that? Because FERC regulations wouldn't necessarily be improvements or.
So what the agreement talks about is what parts of the FERC license, what part that they'll pay for, and so it gives those on page 4 and 5. And so, yeah, that's where it's, again, and those aren't included in those.
See,
in those
they're the
sections.
licensing agency, way
Yeah, I
different
understand
than going, to the court and saying, hey, we're meeting all the requirements, blah, blah. With the state, you can say high hazard dams, you have to have these kind of qualities and say.
I'm just looking
You
for
can't do that.
I'm just looking for
I
loopholes.
know. Well, we asked that, they said, we license you, you are the owner.
Yeah.
You will follow ours, or we will pull your license. And they don't care about Roger Kirk, right? They
Yeah,
don't
but
care.
these
I could do
studies,
some research on the other, they brought up here, the mutual mistake or unconscionability.
these studies we're doing, they're not improvements to the dam. That's the point.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
They're studies, they're not
The studies,
improvements,
yeah,
they're not
what's that got to
changes.
do with the dam? What-
But that's not contract bound, that's required by FERC regulations.
Yeah, it's.
So that's why we're saying the regulations gotta be.
All the regulations are we won't license you, right? Which includes the state.
Yeah, but how does hydrodynamics get out of that?
By
For
contract.
the contract, because they say what they'll be responsible for, the county's responsible for everything else.
Right.
It's in everything else.
Well, it's, it's the county's own facility, unless they're required in this contract to do it, they're not bound to do it.
There might be another way on this, I mean, I think pushing back is one, but I think on the fence, but I think the only way out really is to renegotiate the contract. Maybe they're not interested, well, we haven't asked them, we need to sit down and talk to them about it.
We've asked.
Is there any lighted, no, we haven't really said officially, do you guys wanna renegotiate this thing? Because
Well, we brought it to their attention and
we have, you're right, Scott, but we haven't officially said, what is it that, how would we make this work? Do we extend the contract? In other words, it's a lot more years before we own it, right, but we get a lot more
we
money.
keep asking them to come in and they won't reply on that. They didn't reply on this right here, says that. When, so I mean.
Well, they'll come, I think, at some point, I hope so.
With a normal municipal production of electricity, the owner is also the operator. Okay? There's not a distinction between the two. You're the owner, you hire somebody to be the operator. So it's under you. Oh, yes, it is. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, that's not the way.
But the
it is.
way
Maybe
Roger
that's what-
Firk worked it, no,
Okay.
don't laugh, because that's why this is the only one that's having the problem.
The better way to do it, Donna.
Yeah, nobody's arguing with there would have been a better way to do it, but that's not where we're at. We gotta be realistic. This is where we're at. It's like-
I know, but the whole reason it was set up like that was because of manipulation, underhanded
You
manipulation.
may be absolutely right, but
Oh,
we are where we're at with the contract.
I know, I'm absolutely
Now,
right.
let me ask you this, Blaine, I just thought of something. We can start cutting down the amount of water we run through the penstock.
Yeah.
I mean, we're running 44 CFF, what if we just run 4?
Oh, you have, during the, irrigation season, you have to let out at least
They can
30.
go
We
over
can,
the
we can push it to the other pipe, they
Oh.
never
For
see
the
it.
new valves.
In fact, they could stand on the riverbank by their power plant and watch it go by.
But it says in the agreement you have to,
That's my question. Could we
But I
cut
think
back
it
the
says
amount?
when you're, the water, when you're making power, but maybe we don't want to make power.
I mean, I don't know, but I think we control that.
Figure that out.
I mean, if they wanna starve us, maybe we'll starve them.
I sure like to see how them gates are gonna work. I keep thinking.
Won't be this year.
it says, delivery of water from Georgetown, owners shall allow the waters in Georgetown Lake to be made available for the production of power at the hydroelectric facility in accordance with the operating parameters set forth in the license, provided that owner may operate Georgetown dam in a manner that results in discharges in excess of capacity of the facility whenever such discharges are regionally required. So there are times where you could cut it down.
We can cut it down
Yeah.
and put it out the other way too. The irrigators got more say on that coming down there than the hydrodynamics.
Well, we don't have to run it through their pipe as well.
Yeah, if you're running it out of there, you'd have to do that under the, but if you're, yeah, but it's saying that, if you're, you have to do it in accordance with the license, so other times potentially you could cut it down, but that's gonna create an issue where you're gonna have, potentially too much in there over the winter.
I'm looking
No,
at
because you
for
can open
leverage.
up the other valve in the bottom there and then go over the spillway, you're still gonna be a foot, we're already 1 inch over.
Yeah,
I mean,
you just
this
can't,
winter, by this fall,
let
when
it
this,
out and bypass them.
when this,
Okay, can we control that though? Can we cut it back? Who says we gotta run 44 CFS right now today?
if we beg them
Yeah,
to run it
yeah.
up, we
We
called
need
and
it.
begged them to push it
Yeah,
up.
What
Why
if
can't we
we,
tell them to shut it off?
well, we shut it off, because we shut it off at the dam, we control it.
I know, but I'm just saying that we have always called to raise it and lower it.
Exactly, I think we control that.
you can cut it to the 30 CFS, but
Can we cut it below 30 CFS?
no,
Why?
not to the irrigator.
No, I'm talking about to the
But if
hydro.
you're letting it out, it's gotta go to them.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, under the agreement it does.
Anything we let out has to go to them.
Yeah, it's making it available to them, yeah. Right there, owner shall allow the waters in Georgetown Lake to be made available for production of power at the hydroelectric facility in accordance with operating parameters set forth in the license. So if you're letting it out, you have to make it available to them.
But once we lose our license, then it's gonna come down.
Does it say how much?
Just whatever we're claiming.
Well, I don't interpret it as limiting, I'll have to look at that more, but.
Because if you go
Owner shall
into
allow
that
the
30
waters
and that,
in
that's just on the irrigator stuff.
What if you sell it to him for $1 like it was sold to Granite County, and they have to honor the agreement with the irrigators and the Georgetown Lake
They-
Homeowners
You can
Association?
offer it to them.
I mean, I think the public, at some point, we have to involve the public and say, what do you want to do with the damage? But I'd love to be able to give them some options first, instead of just saying, because we're gonna have a big pissing match. Unless we say, here's some identified options, which do you like, which do you think is the best? Including selling it.
Well, I guess another thing I'd take a look at is I think this thing was issued as a municipal license, and Granite County isn't a municipality. And the other thing is, there's no electricity going in Granite County. So, and another thing I'd take a look at is I'd have Maureen Connor come over here. She's the one that handled almost all of the negotiations with that. She should be able to give you some explanation as to why all of these things were changed in favor of.
I don't think the municipality issue voids the agreement, but there, I mean, there's some other things I can research there.
Might not be a bad idea. Have Maureen come over.
Well, it's just an idea.
Any other things before the commission, any business? All right, hearing none, I take a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor say aye. We're adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.